You're still listening to Kumbang channel and this is Kumbang News Macau. Travelers arriving in Macau from Hong Kong, Taiwan and elsewhere overseas face new COVID-19 vaccination mandates starting today. The Novel Coronavirus Response and Coordination Center announced that all over 12s must now present a certificate confirming they have been fully vaccinated against COVID-19 at least 14 days prior, or a doctor's certificate confirming their condition is unsuitable to be inoculated against the novel coronavirus for a period of over 2 months, Macau News reported. The required certificate must be presented when boarding a flight from a foreign country or Taiwan and when boarding a shuttle bus from Hong Kong. Travelers aged 18 or over who received the last required shot of their basic full immunity COVID-19 vaccinations more than 7 months ago will also need to present a certificate confirming they have received at least one COVID-19 booster shot. Currently, only those departing for Macau from the mainland are not covered by the local government's mandatory COVID-19 inoculation requirement, the Macau Post Daily reported. The casino at Grand Emperor Hotel is set to close on the 26th of June, several local media reported yesterday, as recent media reports have pointed out that 7 satellite casinos would cease operations later this year. Among them are the 4 operated by former Macau legislator Chan Meng-kam's Golden Dragon Group, operated under the licenses of SJM Resorts and Melco Resorts, while the other 3 are those operated under Galaxy Entertainment Group, Waldo, Rio, and President Casinos. Meanwhile, Chinese language Alin Media claims that other satellites are set to follow in the coming months, ahead of the expected amendments in the local gaming law, which include a requirement for all gaming concessionaires to operate games of chance in casinos in a location where it holds ownership of the real estate, if they want to continue operating some or all of Macau's 18 satellite casinos in the future. The Macau government will launch a new round of electronic consumer cards due to the effects of the pandemic on the economy, the Secretary for Economy and Finance, Lei Wai-nong, announced on Friday, Macau News reported. Radio Macau reported they are set to launch next month, though there are currently no indications of the amount to be granted. Meanwhile, the local government's annual wealth share cash handouts kicked off on Friday, with 697,000 permanent residents set to receive 10,000 patakas each, while 42,000 non-permanent residents will get 6,000 patakas each. Will Smith won this year's Academy Award for Best Actor for his role in the movie King Richard, just moments after he walked up on stage and slapped comedian Chris Rock, who hosted the event, after the latter made a joke about Smith's wife Jada Pinkett's shaved head, which is widely known due to her suffering from hair loss condition alopecia. The Man in Black actor has since made a formal apology towards Rock and the Academy Awards, although it remains uncertain if he has been fully forgiven by the rest of the Hollywood royals or if he has in fact ruined his career. Musk has been reported by a growing number of new parents worldwide to be one of the first words uttered by the so-called pandemic babies. Hong Kong-based clinical psychologist Hannah Ridey knows that very well. The CEO of mental health charity Mind Hong Kong gave birth to a healthy baby girl in November 2020. She said one of her daughter's first words after mama was mask. Ridey, who is now expecting her second child, adds she would see my husband and I talking about putting our mask on before we went out, and she pointed to her face and said, "Mask, mask," as reported by South China Morning Post. Ho Hoang Hung, the Vietnamese man who tried to paddle an inflatable boat from Thailand to India to meet his wife, was either scammed or catfished, Tiger.com reported. The 37-year-old man set off from Phuket earlier this month and spent 18 days at sea trying to cross the Bay of Bengal, before being found with limited amount of water and instant noodles by a fishing boat and then rescued by Thai authorities. When the man shared a photo of his wife to Thai media, the woman in the photo was quickly recognized as Indian TV actress Divyanka Tripathi Dahiya, who has been married since 2016. Meanwhile, Ho only made 80 kilometers of the 2,500-kilometer journey before the Navy rescued him. He was found with no map, no compass, or GPS to navigate him and suffering from exhaustion. According to the Royal Thai Navy, the man has traveled back to Vietnam. Indonesia's Mandalika MotoGP event has finished, but the buzz continues on, and not so much about the race or the racers, more on the now famous 38-year-old Bali-based Papuan-born Javanese rain shaman named Rara. After darkening the Moto3 and Moto2 class races, suddenly rain started pouring down on some parts of Lombok Island, where the Mandalika circuit is located. This heavy rain catapulted Rara Istianti Wulandari into international stardom, with a photo of her wearing a helmet and holding a procession to shift the rain-filled clouds away from the circuit area is now one of this month's most viral and talked about things. For some local flash news, Macau's average hotel occupancy rate in this year's January to February period went up 6.8% year-on-year to 46.2%, according to the City Statistics and Census Bureau DSEC. The Macau University of Science and Technology, MUST, recently inaugurated its new Faculty of Innovation Engineering, with new programs to be launched for the new faculty, including in the subject of material science and engineering, hoping that the new faculty will help facilitate the diversification of Macau's economy. Red Market's temporary replacement, the Almirante Lacerda Market in Rua Marginal do Lamau, officially opened its doors on the 29th of March. The Red Market is being renovated over the coming 2 years. After being suspended since last October, LRT Type Line is running again starting today, following the replacement of its high-voltage cables. In science, a wild theory has suggested that there may be an anti-universe running backwards in time before the Big Bang. Although we would never be able to access this universe as it exists prior to the Big Bang, scientists have claimed they can test the hypothesis, The Independent reported. Curious much? Well, that brings us to the end of tonight's Kumbang News Macau. But before that, the weather in town is looking bright this coming week, with fine days predicted all throughout. Local temperatures within the week are forecast to range from 16 to 27 degrees Celsius as the weather starts to get warmer at the weekend. For more information about the weather in Macau, visit www.smg.gov.mo. Back to our music tonight, still from Jessica My Boy, This Has Been Waiting. At Kumbang Channel Kumbang, Kupul Barang Yo.